Actually, remember we talked about my actually first introduction was to jiu-jitsu was in South India, Mysore. I was there.
South India?
I was there for yoga training,
Mm.
and after after I left monastery, I went to study kind of professionally yoga, and I was doing one of the trainings, and I'm one of my friend. He's like, you should come and train, and he brought me to someone's house. There was some Brazilian yogis rent a place. They also did the training there, and the first experience of jiu-jitsu was like we go to the backyard,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a few mattresses that they put it covered up with like with some blue tarp,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he we followed this guy, and he kind of went into the backyard, and he bowed to the in the direction of the
The mat.
mattresses,
Mm-hmm.
or
The mattresses.
he bowed, and then he bowed to like to the left, to the right, and bowing, it was part of culture that I was kind of growing up in India and back in Russia,
Yeah.
but
The monk.
I didn't see anyone that whom he's bowing. I thought like maybe spirits, maybe I don't
There was no pictures. So
yeah.
yeah.
So he's like, I was like, that's interesting. He bow, and then we did the warm up, little couple of moves, and
But you felt the spirit of it.
it was out of place. I didn't have any kind of a
Sense.
structure
Okay.
or sense what it is. It was just out of but after India, I moved to Thailand, and I was living for a few years in northern Thailand, Chiang Mai.
Chamai.
And this is when the UFC started kind of getting bigger
Bigger,
and
yeah.
bigger. So obviously we I think like by then we had like some DVDs or something, and then once in a while there was UFC event, and watching martial arts and watching um, living in Thailand, of course, like Muay Thai there, but this is how like the first kind of introduction of jiu-jitsu started coming to my life. And like Chiang Mai, Thailand, such a transit city. There's always some martial artists come and they share their passion, but it never really brought me to the mats and study it. But in Shanghai, I had like a kind of sense of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a proper jiu-jitsu gym, and the black belt who was teaching there, he's from Houston, Texas, and then he ended up in San Francisco. He's in a restaurant business.
That's the
Oh,
guy from Shanghai BJJ.
Oh, this
He
is,
was the former him and Stan.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember we went out partying
Yeah,
in Shanghai, and
yeah.
but it, like I was 21, 22.
No
I
way,
was,
huh?
Like, I was
Okay.
20, no, I was 23 then, and a lot of things been happening, and it was really hard to commit to a new discipline until coming to to California.
What was he doing there in Thailand at the time?
No, it was in Shanghai. when I
Okay,
met-
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But only when I came to California in 2014, I think. Was living in like a Larchmont area,
Mm-hmm. Large
and
mark.
my friend from Australia who used to be a monk with me back in Mumbai, and he came, and he's a black belt now, and he's like, you live in the mecca of jiu-jitsu, you have to come and with me first. He was training here at 10th Planet in West Hollywood gym.
What's all that?
But it's just never happened until we moved to Burbank, and another friend of mine who also used to be a monk with me who does jiu-jitsu,
Wow.
and he's like, you live next to the gym, you have to go, and this is how I came to first class in for Marcos, actually. Sunday noon
Sundays.
class. Yeah.
Nice. Sundays. Cool.